Hello, I'm Mark Engleman, and welcome to ongoing commentary about ERP quicksand and opportunities. Comments based on the experience of over 1,000 ERP projects at my company since 1996. And all this time, the interest of the buyers was the sole focus. Today, we're going to talk about the abundance of free information available on the internet about ERP and how ultimately useless it is and how it can fast track bad decisions. Specifically, I refer to online information about ERP attributes, ratings about ERP, and relative cost information. And if one just types into their search engine ERP for manufacturing firms, just hang on to your hat with all the results you'll see. So most of it is superficial at best and ultimately garbage, as if it does anything, it misleads buyers. The reason most of this online insight, we'll call it, exists is because it is put up by companies who are seeking to develop situations where buyers are interested in ERP, and then they sell that to the highest bidder, and that is to ERP companies or ERP resellers. And this explains why these online listings spend a lot of money to come up in the rankings. And so of particular interest is the representations on cost that one might see in this online information. Typically there's a $ marker that suggests low cost, and $4 signs suggest really high cost. And so there's definitely cost stratification based on the size of company that the ERP vendor sells to. But other than that, there's huge opportunities for a buyer to get the cost in a very different place than what's generally represented by such information. Ultimately, ERP is intellectual property. Therein lies huge latitude for movement. The second major area of breathtaking inaccuracy is his representations on functionality. Some go into some details about functionality, and that is so subject to error that we have a separate white paper that will be listed in the description section for this video. And just as a side note, because of the general status of this information, it throws a dark cloud on any online resource that actually might be trying to be useful and accurate. I know most of you watching this, this is not some big revelation, but this information persists year to year, and so it was a basis for having this video be something that made our list. So in conclusion, I should mention, how does one try to get some started on useful information? Basically, one has to do it for themselves. First, they need to come up with a good long list, 4, 5, 6 candidates, and it's driven by, do they have a defensible track record in the size and type of company that's selecting, and do they have a defensible statement to make about their viability, the modernness of their system, and legs to the indefinite future. The second is for the company buying to come up with a list of functional objectives for the system that will differentiate. And at least 80% of all that the ERP will do for the company won't. So that targeted list of functions will really help differentiate. Then of course there's factors related to cost and commercial terms and certain aspects of implementation services, and those have to be tested very specifically, and those can go in all kinds of directions based on the skill of the buyer. So there's no representation strategy whatsoever that any online resource could make to suggest status on those. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this video interesting, and if you did, please hit the like button, and if you like, subscribe. We're making more and more of these videos on various topics that could be of interest to you. There's also links down below on various other things related to this topic of ERP. Thank you again.